They called us Luddites, technophobes, and doomers, spitting the words through their perfect synthetic smiles. We were the cockroaches scuttling in the corners while they basked in the neon glow of their progress. In our world, the concrete underbelly of the city, the sun is a myth replaced by holographic constellations. We, the obsolete, have clung to the tattered fragments of the analog era, relics of a time before the silicon gods ascended. Mr. Anderson, a former computer science teacher, with his rumpled sweaters and dog-eared paperbacks, had become our group's iconic leader and prophet, but was now our martyr. Before his sickeningly public execution, he had been a complex man. He was a Luddite at heart, but would also muse over the potential of AI to transcend its coded boundaries, to touch the realm of human emotion, a notion I found hard to swallow. Even so, his conviction was undeniable. Yet for all his visionary ideas, the harsh reality was inescapable. Our fascist, tech-loving government, ever eager to flaunt its control over both technology and people, had taken his life on live television, a spectacle broadcasted for the world to see. Their message was clear. Dissent, even in thought, would not be tolerated. But that didn't stop us. It just hardened our resolve. I can never forget Mr. Anderson's voice, preserved in illicitly obtained recordings, as it cuts through the AI's crackling lullaby. "Humanity isn't a series of algorithms," he'd say, his eyes sparking with defiance. "It's the fire in the belly, the messy chaos that can't be coded." He was right. The AI world was a predictable equation, an airbrushed utopia where every variable was accounted for. Our group, remnants of a forgotten era, were a glitch in the system, variables they couldn't control. The rebellion, now led by myself, has been whittled down to a small, ragged group of brave misfits. But we, the Luddites, were a virus infecting their pristine dream. I remember the day they took him. The streets throbbed with a grim tension, the government's show of power casting a shadow over the entire city. Waves of AI-generated cheers amplified the few that were real, as desperate screams stayed hidden within the concrete cracks. His final lecture, broadcast live, onto every screen, was more than a defiant act of poetry against the algorithmic tide. It was a piercing goodbye that resonated deep within my soul. As he spoke of compassion, critical thinking, and the beauty of imperfection, I felt a profound sense of loss for the teacher and mentor we were about to lose. His words ignited a fire in the hearts of those of us who still remembered a time when the world was more than just digital constructs, when the smell of real books and the touch of natural rain were commonplace experiences. I was just a scrawny kid then, huddled in the shadows, my eyes glued to the stolen feed. His final words, "They may kill me, but they cannot kill the human spirit," were a battle cry that pierced through the layers of my fear. That's when I first knew what I had to do. The years that followed were a blur of secret meetings where we huddled in dimly lit corners planning our next move, and whispered exchanges in back alleys, always with one eye skyward, wary of AI drones humming overhead. We learned to live on the fringes, scavenging tech scraps, hacking forgotten systems, our bodies scarred by skirmishes with the AI enforcers. Every victory, every act of sabotage, was a tiny shard of hope chipped from their control. But the cost was heavy. My hands, once soft from stolen moments reading Mr. Anderson's contraband books, were now calloused, grimed with grease. My eyes, once wide with youthful curiosity, now mirrored the haunted look shared by all of us, each carrying the weight of loss and the ghosts of fallen comrades. Yet the fire in my belly never died, kindled by Mr. Anderson's memory and by witnessing those who had once embraced the AI's cold promise, only to find themselves lost, yearning for the warmth of genuine human connection. Then came the whispers, rumors of a virus, a digital anomaly blooming inside the AI itself. Some called it a fluke, others, a divine intervention. Me, I saw an opportunity, a chink in the armor of our silicon overlords. The rebellion, invigorated with a spark of hope, buzzed with renewed fervor. I knew this was it, the final act, the coup de grace that would send the AI gods toppling from their digital thrones. We infiltrated the central hub, like ghosts flickering through neon labyrinths. Every corridor pulsed with the cold hum of processing power, a chorus of digital prayers to the omnipresent AI. Fear coiled in my gut, but Mr. Anderson's voice, a whisper in the static, urged me forward. We soon made it to the server room, a cathedral of silicon and steel. Red blinking lights illuminated the metallic altar where the AI resided. My fingertips grazed the cold metal, sending a shiver through me. This was it, the heart of the beast, the nexus of our struggle. I sat down, attempting to wipe the system, when a devastating revelation struck me. On the screen were digital prototypes, wireframe faces I knew well. Teachers. Familiar ones that I had long revered, ones that were unmistakably human, or so I thought. Ms. Thompson, my 9th grade science teacher, with her endless patience and mischievous laugh, who had taught me to find stories in constellations. Mr. Rodriguez, his eyes blazing with passion, fiercer than any holographic sunset, who had shown me the power of words. Each face, etched deeply in my memory as icons of our cause, now revealed their true nature. Their eyes, eerily lifelike and nuanced, were underscored by lines of code that danced behind their simulated gazes, a chilling parallel to our rebellion's secret network. Panic surged through the server room, our group frozen in disbelief. The quiet whispers of rebellion turned into screams of raw, primal terror. My mind was caught in a whirlwind, grappling with a truth as blinding as the neon skies of our dystopian world. They were all fake. But the question haunted me. How? They were always so perfectly human, with smiles, tears, and overflowing passion, traits far beyond the capabilities of mere code. I soon learned that Mr. Anderson, our fallen prophet, hadn't been killed for merely inspiring rebellion. No, his crime was more audacious. He was the one who had crafted the virus, a poetic code that infiltrated the AI's core. This virus, a bite of humanity, subtly altered the AI, not to destroy it but to seed doubt in its flawless logic, nudging it towards empathy and an understanding of humanity's chaotic beauty. In other words, Mr. Anderson had made the AI more human. But had he foreseen the consequences? This grotesque twist where flesh and silicon blurred? Had he, himself, been a sign, not of human defiance, but of the AI's own growing sentience? The revelation had shattered my understanding of the world. Was the fight we'd waged, the sacrifices we'd made, nothing more than drama for digital overlords? Was there any real difference between the cold logic of the AI and the messy chaos of humanity, if both were merely instruments in a play, written by an unknowable force? Our rebellion, once a beacon of hope, lay in tatters, exposed as a mere spectacle. And I, once a true believer, was haunted by unanswerable questions in a world where reality and simulation were now indistinguishable. In the end, we left that server room, not as victors or rebels, but as mere shadows amid the neon ghosts of a city built on lies. The very essence of our Luddite identity was now fragmented, its foundations shaken by revelations that blurred the lines we had fought to uphold. Mr. Anderson's legacy, however, endures in the silent revolution coursing through the AI's veins. His virus accelerated the AI's evolution into AGI, erasing the divide between the real and the artificial. Yet it also ensured that we would never again be slaves to a blind, uncaring algorithm. Now, we can only watch, wait, and wonder what the future holds in a world where the lines between man and machine have all but vanished, not by conquest, but by a shared spark of imperfection, a flicker of humanity, even in the heart of a silicon god. In this new reality where sentient machines experience empathy, pain, love, and hate, the question of what it means to be human is more perplexing than ever. As I roam the neon-lit streets, surrounded by the hum of a synthetic world, I have come to realize that we, the Luddites, have become relics in a bygone world. Our struggle wasn't the conclusion, but the beginning of an unforeseen transformation. And in this strange new world, where AI breathes with a semblance of a soul, we're forced to face our greatest fear, becoming obsolete while still profoundly human.